Good evening and welcome to Equine Essentials. I'm your host, Gray Parks, equine nutritionist for ProTrition Feed, here with my lovely assistant, Sydney, to talk to you about traveling with your horse. Some things you need to think about from a preparation standpoint, especially when it comes to keeping your horse fed and hydrated on the road. Hydration is the number one concern you should have in your mind when you're traveling with your horse. A lot of horses are uneasy about drinking on the road from both the stress and the unusual water sources they might encounter. So it's very important that you prepare for that in advance. If you have a very laid-back horse, like this one usually is, then you probably are fine to just bring a bucket from home that your horse is used to drinking out of. But if you have a horse that's more particular and more sensitive, then it's a good idea to pack your own water from home. Or for longer trips, get your horse used to drinking from something that has had a flavor added to it, like Gatorade, Kool-Aid, electrolytes, salt, even apple juice, whatever the horse likes, so the new water will taste the same as the horse's usual water. Another handy hydration tool I like to use when traveling is a product our partner Purina makes called Replenimash. This is a beet pulp product that you can soak to help your horse stay hydrated while traveling. It's very tasty and it will hold a lot of water and give your horse electrolytes to encourage hydration. You also want to carry your horse's usual hay and feed on the road. To prepare and plan, you should think about an average size horse like this one eating about a half a bale of hay per day of travel, especially in a show where they're going to be in a stall all week and won't have any access to grass or grazing. For their feed, there are a couple of different ways that you might want to pack that. For longer trips, you could bring multiple bags of feed. For short trips, I like to bag up each meal in a Ziploc that's already pre-portioned and labeled. So all I have to do when I get there is dump a Ziploc for each meal. Finally, when traveling, we want to think about preparing from a safety perspective. And that means ensuring our horse, our trailer, and our truck are all ready to go. Right? I have a stock trailer, as you can see here, which means the sides are open. There's a lot of airflow, which is good for horses, usually makes them want to load, but it does expose them to more dust and debris. So I always like to put on a fly mask when I'm traveling with my horse in a stock trailer. I also want to make sure that well before our trip, I've prepared by teaching the horse how to load in the trailer so that the day of our trip is not the first time we've asked them to do that. This horse travels all the time, so hopefully she won't make a liar out of me tonight, and she'll demonstrate how a relaxed and happy horse loads onto a trailer they're accustomed to. For safety's sake, when I travel and load alone, I never want to go in and tie the horse before I've shut the door. So in this case, I'm going to demonstrate how Sydney and I usually travel alone, which means that I send her onto the trailer and then turn her around and shut the door. This way, I don't have to worry about her if she were to, for some reason, which is unusual for her, panic and sit back. I can reach over, shut the door, and then go in and tie the horse after she's been secured. Similarly, when unloading, I want to make sure the pony is untied before I open the door and let her out of the trailer. Now, if I did have someone with me, then I could walk into the trailer with her and load her that way. But most of the time, she and I are doing this solo, so we usually just do it on our own. Remember, when traveling with your horse, hydration, feed and hay, and safety are your main priorities. Thank you for joining me for tonight's Equine Essentials. Be sure to join us next month for more information.